Today we're exploring an ever-changing dungeon in hopes of bringing back loot and gold and prizes to the queen in order to impress her, but we're trying to make sure we avoid the whispering greenskin boblins and the dragon in Dungeon Drop.
Welcome to Tantrum House Studio 3, I'm Liam Meadows.
And I'm Will Meadows, and today we're previewing the game Dungeon Drop from Phase Shift Games. It's from designer Scott Smith, and it's illustrated by Marilia Nascimento.
It's a 2 to 4 player dungeon exploration game, and it's coming to Kickstarter soon. So let's take a look at how it's played.
To set up the game, give each player a hero card, a class card, quest card, and a player aid.
Separate the large cubes from the small cubes, and drop the small ones onto the table.
Load the rest into the tower, and then you're ready to begin.
For the first round, determine player order by the initiative shown in the corner of your hero card.
On each turn, players will draw random cubes from the box and drop them onto the table.
The player will then explore the dungeon trying to find the best rooms to plunder.
A room is formed by triangulating any 3 gray pillars. A room cannot contain any pillars inside of it, so this could be a room, but this could not.
The player will collect all of the loot inside of the room and add it to the stash.
They will want to be careful when capturing goblins, trolls, or the dragon, though.
During each turn, players may decide at any time to use their hero or class power once per turn.
Powers include things like being able to flick a cube, use a different type of cube as a pillar, or being able to collect items that have fallen outside of the dungeon walls.
After everyone has had a turn, the player order changes based on the number of treasures each person has been able to collect.
The game consists of 3 rounds, and the player to have scored the most valuable loot at the end of the game wins. Dungeon Drop introduces this really clever concept of just pulling cubes out, dropping them on the table, and then based on wherever they were randomly laid out, the colors of the cubes will determine how you build your dungeon, and it's a very cool and approachable concept for a dungeon crawl scenario.
Another cool thing about the game is the armor, because although the goblins and dragon are bad, the armor doesn't let you take any damage. So, like, the dragon is still worth 6 points, even if you take 10 damage if you get it. But the armor will protect you so you don't take any damage at all. Also, there's a couple cards in the game that are like, oh, double if you have the dragon, so you get 12 points just because of the dragon.
Yeah, some of the powers on the characters will kind of help you set your goals for the game, and it is pretty slick. If you can pick up one of those shiny silver cubes early in the game, you can use that as armor to defend yourself against what would otherwise kill you. The dragon will do 10 damage, so you can't even collect him unless you have the armor, but he's going to give you points, which is cool. One of the other neat things in the game are that they have some 6d6s in there, and they're orange if you collect those into your hand, and if you're able to collect keys, which are just the orange cubes before the end of the game, you can then use those to unlock the cubes, the chests, and roll those for points at the end of the game, which is pretty slick.
Another cool thing I liked about the game is the artwork. It reminded me of Toon Link from Zelda Wind Waker for the Wii U. And also, the artwork was cool. And I really also like the chests because it's a variable. You could get 1 or you could get 6. Like, every time we played with Lincoln would get 1 every time.
Poor guy. Yeah, we definitely had some fun with this one. It's a nice small box filler game that plays really quick, and you do get a lot of variability because every time you've got those characters and the powers and you swap those up, and there's some really neat ones in there. One of them allows you to like hold your card over any section of treasure that has fallen outside of the board and then re-add it. There's something really satisfying about dropping the cubes and getting them to land where you want them so that you can form a cool room. One of the powers that Lincoln had was like a force. You could, instead of having 3 triangulated pillars, you added a 4th one, which really opened up your possibilities. Really fun, yeah. We've had a lot of enjoyable experiences with it. If it sounds like something you would enjoy, check it out on Kickstarter right now. And then be sure to subscribe to Tantrum House and be ready for more previews and reviews coming soon. I think we got it.
Tantrum House gives this game 2 thumbs up.
The cubes landed at.
My favorite part, no.
It's from designer Scott Smith, and it's illustrated by Marcelo Natahacho. Shoot. Marilia. I was close.
Marcimetto. I totally missed.